Good morning. Good morning. I'm not speaking super loud this morning because my daughter is home. She's not feeling well. No, not COVID. Not even close to being COVID. Just like general blahnness and pukiness and, the typical Monday morning blahs. So I'm using the mic. Good morning. Good morning. Monday morning musings. So I wanted to talk about the concept of patience. I'm going to give some context. So I started up my second educational leadership certificate this past month, and the course that I'm taking is about policies and policy making and the impact of policies. And a lot of the documents, well, it's not like I spent 2 months on this. We've barely started the first month. But most of the documents I've read so far talk about the impact of policies and the effectiveness of policies. And obviously when some policy is created, it's because, there's a problem, there's an issue, and we're either trying to rectify it, correct it, control it, punish it, And in many cases, it's seldom done to prevent. Like I haven't seen yet a preventative policy. I think policymakers hope to prevent certain things. Like if you have a policy to ensure student success, you hope to prevent failure. But it's rarely constructed in a preventative format. So obviously you want to create these policies, you want to create these changes, these reforms, because you would like to see some kind of change, improvement. You have a negative situation, you would like said negative situation to change. And what strikes me as surprising, amusing, is that, I could spend a full 10 minutes as I'm looking at the timer. I could spend a full 10 minutes talking about how nonsensical it is to create a policy and not include the people in the creation of said policy, not include the people who are directly affected by the policy. That always makes me laugh. We're going to create a reform in education, but we won't involve the teachers. In this case, I'm talking specifically about students. That's the first issue I've got. The second issue I have is time. And the length of time we give to see the effectiveness of a policy. Now, we often accuse youngins, the young folk, the kids, of being impatient, of being wanting results immediately. And I think policymakers can be accused of the same thing. I think it's normal to be impatient. I think it's normal to want to see change immediately. Because we live in a society where you want something, you can get it instantaneously. We have Instabank machines. We have computers that give us results and information at the tip of our fingers. Hey, we play games where we are instantly gratified. And I'm not here to give a psychology course because I'm not a specialist in psychology. But I think there are a lot of source documents and a lot of specialists that say that we've been conditioned for instant gratification as a society. So I think to say that the effectiveness of a reform, of a policy, needs to be determined within 10 years, you might say, crap, give me 10 years, that's a long time. That's a long time. Yeah. In the world of education, 10 years is nothing. It's nothing. And I say that politely. It's nothing because there's always pushback. There's always people who don't want to do a certain thing. That's my coffee telling me, I'm done. There's a lot of negative criticism when it comes to the implementation of a new policy or a change or reform. So I say it takes almost 5 years for an imposed change and reform to really take effect, to really to be accepted begrudgingly by a staff, by teachers. So I think it'll take, to see the effectiveness of a change can take maybe 20 years. But by then, something new will have come along and policymakers will want to try the new flavor du jour. So the big question is it acceptable to be impatient? Is it okay to be impatient? I think in a way, it's normal to be impatient because we want the change now. We want to see the effects now. And especially when it's something that we perceive as unfair or something that is unjust, unethical. We want to see the change now. We want to see the problem fixed now. But I think patience is key. It doesn't mean you need to be complacent and accept things the way they are. I think that impatience should be what motivates you to ensure that change will happen in a positive way. Because if you rush change, you are not going to get the effects that you want. So, is impatience a bad thing? It depends on the context. So, I didn't think I was going to, well, let me be clear. I'm not a fan of the course that I'm taking right now because I've seen soda crackers with more flavor and taste than some of the readings we've had so far. But this week, this weekend, because I read most of my articles in the weekend, I don't have time during the week nor the energy. I think this weekend the articles struck a chord within me and I felt compelled to share those thoughts with you. So, change takes time, patience is key, feeling impatient is normal. Acting on the impatience is never a good thing because you can't rush change. It takes time. On that lovely note, folks, have yourselves a lovely day. And they're calling for another snowstorm in Montreal. Ha! Ha ha! Well, mind you, I know people in the States. I do not envy you because 60 centimeters of snow, c'est de la neige, ça. Have yourselves an awesome day.